Samsung might be planning a big change with the launch of its upcoming Galaxy S26 series, and the reason could be an edge over Apple's iPhone 17. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to be launched in January 2026, but this time we might see the unveiling happen even earlier than usual. Why? To better compete in the ever-heating smartphone battle between Samsung and Apple. One of the major developments tied to this early launch is the new processor that will power the Galaxy S26 Ultra, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite 2. This chip, set to be used in all markets, won't just be the standard version either. Samsung will use a special for Galaxy version of the chip, which is usually overclocked and optimized specifically for Galaxy phones, providing extra performance over the regular model. Now here's where it gets interesting. Qualcomm may announce this new Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 chip as early as September 2025, which is a full month earlier than their usual October unveiling. That shift in timeline has sparked speculation, and industry insiders believe it could be driven by more than one reason. First, Qualcomm might want to avoid sharing the spotlight with MediaTek. MediaTek is expected to launch its Dimensity 9500 chip also in September, and both companies are trying to grab the attention of media and tech enthusiasts. Since both chips will likely be manufactured using TSMC's cutting-edge 3 and N3P process, the competition between these two chipmakers is set to be intense. Qualcomm moving up its announcement date could be a strategic move to make sure MediaTek doesn't steal the show. Second, Samsung could be planning to take pre-orders for the Galaxy S26 earlier than ever. If the unveiling happens in December 2025, that means both the Galaxy S25 and S26 lines would have had pre-orders in the same calendar year, something that's never happened before. It would also mean a shorter gap between Samsung's flagship release and Apple's iPhone 17, making Samsung more competitive in the market. That tighter launch window could sway some buyers who might otherwise lean toward the iPhone simply because it's newer. Adding to the excitement, leaker Digital Chat Station says that flagship Android phones powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 could hit the market as soon as October, shortly after the chip's September debut. That would mark a pretty fast turnaround and could give early adopters something to look forward to in Q4 2025. The Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 is shaping up to be a performance beast. It's expected to feature updated Pegasus CPU cores with a clock speed reaching up to a massive 5 GHz. Support for LPDDR6 RAM will further boost speed and efficiency, and the new Adreno 840 GPU is rumored to deliver a 30% performance improvement over the previous generation. The CPU configuration will likely remain similar to the current Elite version with a 2+6 core setup. That means 2 high-performance prime cores expected to clock around 4.32 GHz, though the Galaxy-specific version could push that even higher, and 6 performance cores likely running at 3.53 GHz. Overall, this setup is said to provide up to a 25% boost in performance compared to the previous generation. As far as regions go, the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 is expected to power all Galaxy S26 models in the US, Canada, and China. Meanwhile, in other regions, the base Galaxy S26 and S26 Plus will probably run on Samsung's in-house Exynos 2600 chipset, while the Galaxy S26 Ultra will continue to feature the Snapdragon chip across all global markets. What does this all mean for consumers? Well, if these early launch plans are accurate, it signals a more aggressive strategy from Samsung. They're clearly aiming to reduce Apple's lead time and capture customer interest before the holiday season ends. Releasing a powerful device like the Galaxy S26 Ultra, featuring one of the fastest chips ever in a smartphone, could really change the game. In summary, with Qualcomm possibly launching its Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 chip earlier than usual and Samsung potentially moving the Galaxy S26 launch to December, we might witness a significant shift in the flagship smartphone race. And if the rumored performance boosts are true, the Galaxy S26 Ultra could become the go-to device for users who want cutting-edge performance without waiting until early 2026. With MediaTek's Dimensity 9500 and Apple's iPhone 17 both on the horizon, Samsung and Qualcomm seem determined not to be left behind. And that's good news for all of us, because it means the smartphone wars are heating up again, and the next generation of devices will be faster, more powerful, and more competitive than ever. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.